So we just finished our second week of the new school year, and during this week, I actually decided to give my students a year-long project. As a computer science and robotics teacher, I decided to make my students start a social media account. In this case, Instagram. On their Instagram account, they're actually required to pursue a passion or a side project and to produce content around that side project. So why would I, being a computer science and robotics teacher, make my students do this? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you some different reasons as to why I believe it's important that we teach our students about building their digital online brand and to actually start early rather than waiting till it's too late and enforcing negative habits. To give you a bit of a background, I'm a career technical education teacher at the high school level, currently focusing on computer science and robotics classes. The majority of my students are in 9th grade, but I teach all grade levels in high school. And my job as a career technical educator is not only to teach these technical skills in relation to these fields, but actually to teach my students skills that will make them more likely to get a job. Given that social media has blown up in recent years, it is absolutely necessary that we teach our students how to present themselves online, and rather than emphasizing the negative aspects of being online, teach them how to appropriately create content online and connect with others in a respectful way. Most students have been taught by now what digital citizenship is and how they should maintain their online presence, but not many are actually aware of the fact of how easy it is to find them online. So, given that I'm a computer science teacher, I'm actually going to illustrate this using a nifty program called Sherlock. Using the command line in Sherlock, we can actually search all instances of a username online and quickly find which platforms a person is using. In this case, for this example, I'm going to be using a guy I know named Andy Frisella. He's an online content creator and a motivator. So all we do here is type in this simple command along with the username of the person. So in this case, I know his username on Instagram is Andy Frisella, and it should provide us with a list of other platforms that he is using under this username as well. Got to give it a second to load. But as you can see, it actually checks across a bunch of platforms, and you can find exactly where these accounts are being used, other than having to just straight out Google someone. Because of how easy it is to find people online and the tools that we have available to us, it is extremely important that students are aware that they need to build their digital brand themselves and not have people find it unintentionally. So why should we be intentional, and why should we build our personal brand? Some students and some parents actually think that we can just ignore the subject and not create these accounts, right? Well, believe it or not, regardless of whether you create these accounts intentionally or not, people are still going to search you up. For example, in every job that I've applied for, in every application process that I've went through, these people have searched social media accounts and tried to find out more about my online presence. A lack of an online presence can actually create negative assumptions about a person. If someone were to search you online and weren't able to find anything, it might actually suggest that you're incapable of communicating online. And if you had a job that actually required frequent online communication, they might not think you are fit for that role just because of the fact that you don't currently have any online accounts. One of the main reasons to start early and actually build your personal brand is because of university and college applications. According to BridgeU, a platform for university and career guidance, they actually expressed that 35% of college admission counselors are actually searching into students' social media accounts before making an admission decision. Because of this, again, it's important that we're intentional with how we brand ourselves online. Not being intentional and just posting anything that we want can actually lead to these admissions counselors creating negative assumptions about our students. As we progress in the digital age, I wouldn't be surprised to see more colleges and universities actually using social media as a tool to screen applicants. Because of this, it's important that we teach our students to be proactive and actually take action to building their personal brand intentionally rather than being reactionary and having to make up for stuff later on. Aside from college applications, it's actually very important when it comes to the job application process for our students to have an established online brand. As was the case with the job applications and processes that I went through, it is likely moving forward that your students experience similar processes when they're applying for jobs in a couple of years. Recruiting personnel will look at your profiles. Some people actually believe that by having a private account and not showing it as a public-facing account, they can hide what they're promoting online. But I've even heard that in some applications and job hiring processes, they directly ask their candidate, hey, Let me see your Instagram profile. Let me see your Twitter profile. So in that situation, you have no way of actually avoiding what it is that you're promoting online. As is the case with this project, we're actually going to be highlighting a skill or a passion that our students are currently engaged in. So if our students are very active in art, they're going to regularly be posting artwork and reflecting on their artwork in their profiles. By doing this, they're going to be establishing a portfolio and actually establishing their expertise in a specific field. By doing this, people can visit their profiles, such as potential employers, and they can say, hey, our student Noah looks to be very good at art. That will allow him to become a way higher value candidate than another person. Not only this, but as students build their portfolios through years and years of reflection and work, they're actually going to have people who connect with them that are interested in what it is that they do. Because of this, they can potentially have networking opportunities that can lead them to job opportunities. People can come to them seeking them out as candidates rather than them going out of their way to get a job. I've seen this numerous times in my personal freelance career simply by having a website online that explains what I've done before and what I currently do. For students who are looking to start their own business or be entrepreneurs in the future, this portfolio that they start creating can actually increase their reputation and status in their specific niche so that they're able to easily gain clients in the future. Because of these reasons, I think it's completely necessary that I teach my students about building their digital online brand. Social media is only getting more popular, and most students are going to end up using it at some point in their lives regardless of whether they're using it now or not. It's not a surprise that many teachers don't actually include social media in their curriculum or encourage the use of social media. Most students are actually only taught about digital citizenship and how to think, act, and behave online. While this is a good thing, I think it's important that we actually encourage the use of social media and model positive examples for our students to witness. By doing this project, I'm encouraging my students to be producers of content and learn how to produce content online. Not only that, but I'm teaching them what content they should consume to help them with their short-term and long-term goals. Since presenting this project, I've actually been surprised to learn that a lot of my students have crazy, interesting side projects that they're working on. To give you an example, one of my students actually has a creative online blog that he's been publishing on his own for quite a while. By giving him an assignment like this, he's able to reflect even more on his creative writing process and document his journey. By documenting his journey over a long period of time, you'd be surprised how much that consistency will build up and allow him to grow even more as a creative writer. It's my intention that all of my students actually begin building this online portfolio. And while we are using Instagram, we're going to be covering many different social media platforms in this class, including LinkedIn. This is actually super important and will help establish their online brand from an early age so that later on, this compound effect takes place and that they're able to leverage their online brand later on in life. As always, my students are encouraged to have a growth mindset. By having a growth mindset, they're going to be seeing strides of improvement over a long period of time and be more willing to participate in this assignment. There aren't many teachers doing this at the high school level, so it's understandable why some people might be hesitant toward this assignment. But please, give me feedback, give me insight as to what your thoughts are regarding this assignment, and whatever I can do to help you on your journey. Finally, please like the video and subscribe if you learned anything useful. If you have a friend who might be interested in learning a little something extra this year, please tell them about the channel. I appreciate you guys for watching.